Are you tired of that happening to you? If you're popping up the ball, you might be thinking it's because you're hitting it too high, but that's not really the cause of your pop-up. Today, I'm gonna show you the #1 cause of pop-ups and how to fix it. Hey everybody, my name is CJ Johnson, and here at Better Pickleball, I help players over 50 live their best lives on and off the pickleball courts. And today, I'm here with my friend Paula and my friend Karen, and we're gonna help you eliminate some of those dreaded pop-ups. It's likely if you hit a pop-up, the thing that you're thinking to yourself is, ooh, I hit the ball too high. Now, it's not actually the height or the trajectory of the shot that's a problem for the majority of pop-ups. The problem in a pop-up is the depth that it's traveled or the energy of the shot, how far it's traveled. Now, there are 3 sources of energy that make up the depth that the ball is going to travel. Today, we're talking about the #1 source of energy that's causing your pop-up, and that's the backswing. Let's make sure we're on the same page with the word backswing. Often, players think that backswing means I have to be taking the paddle behind my body. And while that can be true, I'm going to give you a more succinct definition of backswing. Wherever my paddle contacts the ball, backswing is anything behind that. So as an example, if I'm hitting a dink and I want contact to be here, well, that swing may be small, that is backswing. If I were hitting a ground stroke from the baseline and I've got to get that ball to travel further, I'm going to have to make a larger backswing. So this would be backswing. So the backswing length may vary, but anything behind the ball is backswing. Pop-ups happen when we have a backswing that's too big for the type of shot that we're hitting. So I've got Paula and Karen up here with me at the non-volley zone line. And this doesn't matter if you're dinking or not. This concept applies to dink shots, transition zone shots, every shot that we have on the court. The reason we're up here at the non-volley zone is, first of all, it's the easiest place to demonstrate the impact of the backswing. And then it is also the easiest place to correct the backswing. So here at the non-volley zone, I got 7 feet on my side. They have 7 feet on their side. So my ball, ideally, it's going to be an unattackable ball. So I want it to land in the non-volley zone so that it's not high enough either as a volley or as a bounce where it's attackable by me. And when I say not high enough, that is the amount of energy that I'm talking about. So let's talk first about energy of the shot. If I hold this ball up nice and tall and just don't put any additional energy on it, I just drop it, here is the top part of the bounce. So if that ball's here, that ball is below the net. In order for me to send it back to either one of the 2 of them, I have to hit up on the shot. However, I'm going to use my wrists now. I'm going to use my body, and I'm going to add a little bit of extra energy to the shot. Let's watch how it changes the apex of the bounce. So here we go. Look at this. This ball is now up above the net. And whether it was a bounce or a volley, this ball is now an attackable shot. That's because of the energy that's in this ball. I told you previously, the biggest source of energy is the backswing. A lot of players tell us that they know what to do, but when they get to a game, everything falls apart. Now, if that sounds like you, then it's time for you to come to a Better Pickleball camp. We spend 2 days showing you the shots and the strategies that you need to perform the way that you know you can. If you want to see what a Better Pickleball camp is all about, click this link and we'll see you in camp. So when I'm here at the non-volley zone, what I typically see is I see players who have a point of contact and bring the paddle way too far back for the distance that they want the ball to actually travel. So we're going to start a dink rally, and I'm going to first show you what I typically see. I'm going to show you the length of the backswing that I typically see. So what you're going to notice here is as I do this, I've got a pretty long backswing going into the shot, and that's going to make it eventually, that's going to make it very hard for me to control because there's a lot of energy behind the actual point of contact. I think we could agree that the shots that I were making, the swing was far too big for the distance that I really wanted the shot to travel. So when I'm up here at the non-volley zone, ideally, I want that ball to travel, it's gonna land in the non-volley zone on the other side. I need either no or very little backswing to be able to do that. So what I really think about is, what's the point of contact? Where do I think the ball is gonna be? And I wanna take my paddle to that point of contact and then basically push the ball over from that point of contact. So let's go ahead, Karen, go ahead and start the rally. I'm here, and now I'm there, and you're gonna notice my swing gets substantially shorter. The backswing, the forward swing has gotten longer, and because the distance that I have to go to Paula is further than the distance that I have to go to Karen, it's very likely that the follow through is larger towards Paula than it is to Karen. So let's go ahead and do it again. Watch the amount of backswing I have as well as the amount of follow through. So there, it's going right in front of me. Little longer follow through. Again, still very, very short backswings. I'm following through. Now here, I can control that energy very, very nicely. The ball is traveling over the net. The ball is not attackable because it doesn't have the type of energy where the ball is going to bounce up high enough to either be an attackable volley or an attackable ball off the bounce. Now, some of you are going to ask, what is the ideal backswing length? Well, of course, that's going to vary by shot. So the easiest way to develop it, because what I want to do is I want to take as much of a backswing as I need to get the job done and no more. Any of that excess is potentially excess energy. So a great way to develop that skill is to come here to the non-volley zone and to shorten that backswing. How short can you make that backswing and still get the ball over? How short can it be and still get the ball over the net? That is the ideal backswing. Use this drill up at the non-volley zone to shorten the length of your backswing. If you shorten the length of your backswing, you're going to find yourself hitting fewer pop-ups. I'd like to thank Paula and Karen for coming out here today and helping me, because you know what I always say, together we can train smart, live bold, and age well.